Got everyone? You guys good? Okay. All right. Talk through the one medical thing that came up. Vernon Broughton, he had a significant hip injury, and so it'll be an extended period of time. We'll get the full timeline shortly, but obviously, tough one for him just because I felt like he played some really good football yesterday. It was his first time of action in the regular season. I felt like he did some good stuff. That'll be a bummer for him. He'll get better, moving forward. Other than that, obviously, we have a number of maintenance guys that we'll just kind of see as this week progresses, and we'll just kind of get those guys healthy and ready to go.
How about flying in particular? How do you feel after?
Yeah. I think like all these guys, you go through a game and you're sore and you're tired, and so there's a maintenance thing that goes through that, and we'll just see how this week progresses.
Is the Broughton injury similar to what happened with Blackman's, where some of those kind of realized later on, like, oh, that's not sort of
I think a little bit, yeah. He was not on the initial medical report coming out of the game, right after the game for myself, and so I think it's something that kind of, once the adrenaline wears off, you start identifying something's not right.
Will he go on IR this week?
Most likely, yeah. We'll clarify that soon.
Kind of thing that needs surgery?
Don't know the exact answer to that yet, so I know they're finalized. They did all the MRIs and everything, all the tests today, and so they'll figure out an action plan moving forward. Certainly tomorrow we'll have a really clear picture.
Does anything come up just in terms of being able to go back and look over the tape? Anything new come up for you in terms of your observation of Spencer's game yesterday?
Thought Spence, it took him a little bit to settle in. We had the big play to Shaheed. It took a few plays, kind of started off a little bit slow, but I thought once he got settled in there, he played really decisive. And so, certainly there's going to be some missed ops here and there, but love the way he battled. He made some critical plays with his feet and some third downs and fourth and one as well. I think he's certainly making progress. He's getting better each and every week. I love his approach to this thing. Ultimately, us collectively fell short again, and so we just got to find a way to get it done.
Kellen, we've seen you add 3 receivers in the last month. Is that just a matter of opportunity, or you kind of feel all these guys potentially being on contracts and that way?
Yeah, we just, again, we're always trying to get better as a team, both now and in the future. And so, Ja'Lynn's was kind of more of a unique one just because it's truly is just future related. And so we feel like we have a really good receiver room, and we're really trying to build it into a big time strength. And so we feel like we're able to acquire these guys. We got a ton of depth in that group. Certainly we're getting a lot of opportunities there. And so, I think it helps us now and in the future as we continue to build this thing.
Red zone touchdown to Bailey, is that just kind of what you envisioned when you went out and got him?
Yeah, certainly the targets haven't shown up yet. And that's just a matter of time. I think he's doing an excellent job. His snap count certainly went up this past game. It'll continue to kind of be there, probably grow a little bit here and there based off circumstance and situations. I thought, he's a really good football player, and we feel really, really good about him. I feel like the other guys in that room, I thought Cooksey did some really good things. Seems like, when we need a play, Cooks keeps popping in there and making plays. And Shaheed had the big play downfield. CO had a couple of awesome opportunities. And so I feel like we're building something there.
You guys use shotgun or play action a bit more than the first game. Is that something just like when it was
Yeah, that's the goal. I think ultimately I didn't do a good enough job week one of getting us into better situations to play in more of mixed down play action football. We got a little bit too drop back oriented, played behind the sticks a little bit too much. We got to play more mixed down football, and so that was certainly a goal of ours going into this thing. I got to do a better job of that. I think when you're playing rushes and play action, or you're kind of playing that mixed down game against the defense and sprinkling some of the tempo, I think that's ultimately where we want to be.
As you're working with a young quarterback and you're figuring out ways to help him, is that an area you find that said, like, okay, let's sprinkle this in because it can help him?
Well, I think in general, play action obviously anytime you're able to play that situation that way, there's a lot of positives to it. Obviously the numbers kind of steer you that way a little bit. I think our guys have done a nice job in that. I think we just got to keep finding more opportunities for it.
What do you think of the play of the run defense yesterday going against Florida?
Thought there was a lot of good. We put ourselves in really favorable third downs overall because of what we did on first and second down, and they hit a couple. But I think overall, I think we didn't allow the explosive run game to happen. We kept a roof on top of the pass game and the run game in those first and second down situations, and put ourselves in favorable third downs, and then we just got to knock it out there.
When you looked at film, what was your
Yeah, I thought it was good that we were able to play, more on course and allow us to get the play action opportunities, the rush attempt opportunities. It just played much more mixed down football in a better way. And so for Alvin to get the touches, we felt like that was a real positive. Thought he did an excellent job. His patience in the run game, his ability to get to the edge a couple times. I just thought he had a really good game.
Y'all got down 2 scores with about 12 minutes left, and you featured Alvin on the next possession. Do you feel like you did a better job this week of staying patient with the running game as the clock was starting to become a factor?
Yeah, that was certainly a reflection for my own sake. I think the first game, I thought Arizona did some stuff that was different week 1, and we kind of got into a little bit of finding the solution through the pass game. And this week we were able to kind of hang in there from a run game perspective. I felt like it was better. It kept us more in mixed downs. You can't turn this thing into a drop back city against that defensive line. That's just a recipe for a challenging situation for yourself. And so I felt like we were able to kind of stay in this game for a while. The bummer drive, I think, was the second to last one when we had a quick 3 and out, and we just missed 3 opportunities right there. And for us to have that opportunity where we can still play mixed football probably for that whole drive if we had stayed on it, would have allowed us to potentially get the game winner in that setting. And so the last one was a 2-minute drive, and we weren't able to get that one as well.
What stood out about your pass rush when you went back and watched it? How can maybe a little bit more successful?
Yeah, we just got to find a way. I think, they certainly did some good stuff, protecting the edges with their tight ends and their backs. But we got to find a little bit more there. And so something for all of us just to keep working on.
I know you downplayed the effect of the slippery turf, but it was obviously something someone knew about pregame because they were trying that dragging technique. When was it conveyed to you that there was something different about that?
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot involved with it. I was told they were doing some work on the field pregame. Other than that, I didn't get involved with it a whole lot. That's all.
I mean, what's the procedure for testing that out, or will this lead to a procedure to make sure you guys are comfortable with it?
Yeah, I think it was just something they were just checking on, making sure the field's in the right condition. They felt like they needed to do a little bit of work before the game on it, and so that's just what they notified me about.
And then you guys probably have to make cleat decisions based on that stuff too. Did anything come up with that, or were people changing up cleats?
I have not talked to equipment guys to see if anything happened with our players. I know the players got out on the field, spent a little bit of time on it. After that point, they did a little bit of field work just to improve the surface a little bit, and then guys went out and played.
One of the players was saying there's an element of breaking in a new turf field every year whenever they replace it. Like, when you were a player, did you find that to be true, or is that kind of a preference?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I know just the unique setting of the Caesar Superdome is it's a new field every single year, which I think obviously there's probably plenty of pros to that. You get a new surface, you get to give yourself a clean slate each and every year, and so I don't think there was much issue there. I mean, I think it's fine.
PFF grades aren't everything, but Cesar Reese has been your guys' lowest graded aspect here. What are you seeing with him?
No, I think I mean, you guys can choose the path that those grades go. I thought Caesar battled each and every game. I thought he did certainly some good stuff. I think 97 got inside a couple times in some inside technique situations, and they were able to, with their front structure, they got some really good rushers throughout that entire line, and he got a little bit of edges a couple times. And so Caesar's battling. He's right in there with those guys. I feel have all the confidence in the world that he'll just keep getting better each time.
Blake was so good in training camp and the preseason, and I know every kick has all kinds of moving parts to it. But a 40-yarder, a 37-yarder, any concerns about the first kick?
Yeah, Blake's just got to get back, and he will. He'll be fine. There's too much good over the course of the sample size I've experienced with him to have a bunch of concerns. He's had an awesome training camp, off-season, preseason. He's made some really good kicks. He kept us in it. Certainly in the Arizona game when we kept kicking field goals, and so we missed a couple ops. We'll get better from it. He's going to be just fine, and I have all the confidence in the world in him.
I know you said that yesterday you weren't worried about what went on in New England with Polk and all that, but did you guys do any research on before you made the trade?
Yeah. I think certainly our personnel department does a ton of research, just evaluating his path from high school to Texas Tech to Washington to New England. there's a lot of transitions going on in New England. There's a lot of moving pieces, and so you got to fall back on a lot of the evidence that you supported over a number of years. Him spending a lot of time at Washington. We have a lot of ties there through our organization, and so I feel like we're bringing an awesome piece. I'm excited for him. For him to just get healthy first and foremost, and then bring him in here and just new environment for him will be phenomenal.
Have you got the chance to speak with Blake about yesterday's missing and what went into it?
No, not yet.
I remember you saying when you got to the Chargers, if you watched Lombardi kept some of the same things. Did you do the same thing with Quint here, like going back and watching what they did last year and any of the same principles?
We kind of just clean slated it for the most part here. Certainly there's a lot of good stuff last year, and certainly there's things that have close proximity as far as some different concepts that you're teaching, and so you're able to lean into those. But the LA one was kind of unique just because I'd played for Joe, and I'd already known the system when I went in, and so for continuity's sake, at the time Herbert had gone through a million coordinators through college and NFL, and so we were trying to keep some sense of continuity for him for once.
With your defense facing reactive practice like all the time last year, how is that? Does it help at all this week to go around it?
That'll be a great question. It'll be a great discussion for us as we start building this plan out. It's the NFL. There's always these overlaps. I mean, Nugent was up there with Mike last year. He coached up in Seattle, and certainly, the defense guys' experience with Clint down here, and so there's always these crossovers and ties and whatnot, and so they've done a really nice job. Obviously, I've always thought the world of Clint. I thought he's done just an awesome job everywhere he's been. He's handled some challenging situations and done really well in those circumstances, and so they're doing a really good job right now.
What do you say about any enduring ties now to the state of Washington?
Yeah, it'll be fun. Obviously, grew up there in the state of Washington, so it'll be a lot of fun to be back up there. I'm really excited for our team. It's our first road game. I think road games are really fun. You get to go up there together as a team. You got some family that travels maybe with you. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of other people on your side of the game, and so it'll be a lot of fun. It's a really cool environment, really fun environment, challenging. There's a lot of challenges with playing up there in the crowd noise, but it'll be an awesome opportunity for our football team.
Prosser's a little too far, right? To go see.
Prosser's a little too far, yeah. You got to cross some mountains, and it's a little bit of a trek.
I think I saw it in Boise. They played the Saints 49ers game instead of the Seahawks.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
I like it. I'm a big fan of that.
Just for clarity purposes, when you talk about clean slating the offense and everything from last year, that includes even things that maybe would have held on pre-Kubiak as well, and kind of built this out from scratch.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, just because of my stopping ground or stops along the way, I should say, there's some crossover to maybe what had been done when Sean and Pete were running the offense here for all those years, and so certainly there's probably some language that overlaps with that language, just because that's part of my past experience as a player and coach, and so yeah.
I mean, stylistically, or visually rather, the offenses look so different. Do you come to appreciate that as just in football itself, that there are all these different types of offenses?
Just around the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. There's a lot of different ways of approaching this. There's not a right way or a wrong way, or there's a lot of styles which you can approach. And I think the cool part of it, and the thing that you get to see over the course of an NFL season, is just the week in and week out approach, and how you have to play different matchups, different teams, different schemes differently. And so it's the fun challenge of this. I think that's what we all enjoy, is this job's about problem solving and helping guys become the best version of themselves, and that's what we get to do each week.
As you look ahead to practices this week, what do you do to be ready for the environment that you're heading to?
Yeah, the speakers will be loud. Freddie will have those speakers nice and loud, and so we just got to invest some time into it and educate ourselves. We haven't had a ton of that. Our only road preseason game was in LA, and it was a preseason game. It was a pretty neutral crowd, and so it'll be a great opportunity for our guys to spend some time on it.
And then any plans to have officials in practice again this week, or are you happy with the process?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll communicate that. That's kind of each week we'll see what's available and what the options are.
Anything new on Taysom or Foster?
Just doing an awesome job. They're going through the PUP process. It is a process, but they've been awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.